Welcome back. Now for comfort food at its finest. There's nothing quite like tomato soup and grilled cheese. It's the perfect meal, I think.
I was going to say we should have scheduled you last week when it was super cold, but it's coming back again, so now we'll know how to do it.
Yeah.
Award-winning food truck owner and caterer Tiara Terrell is here to make her signature tomato basil soup paired with ooey gooey grilled cheese.
Yum,
Hey,
bring
girl,
it on.
Welcome back.
Bring on the ooey gooey.
Okay, so I wanted just to show you, I mean, this is not rocket science, but I wanted to show you some ways maybe to amp it up a little bit.
Good.
Or to make it simpler so that maybe the men can cook it or the kids can cook it.
I like how that sounds.
Okay, so.
All right. It's going to have to be pretty simple for me.
Okay. Well, let's start. So we'll have, these are Roma tomatoes.
Yeah.
So I use these.
And you see these in the wintertime in the store.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they're not grainy.
And
They're not mushy.
They're not plastic.
Right. And so I'll take these and just put them in a bowl. So we
Okay.
just cut them just to size because we are going to take these raw tomatoes and we're going to roast them.
Okay.
And so once we do that,
So roasting is going to kick it up a little
it's
bit.
going to kick it up, bring the flavor out, make it not taste like
Yeah.
ketchup. Yeah. I like to pair it with some grape tomatoes or some cherry tomatoes. And so once we do that,
So you just pour those in there?
yeah, because the cherry tomatoes are small. You don't have to cut those.
Okay.
These, I'm going to cut these up.
And they do roast really well, too.
And so they are going to get seasoned. And so this is where kind of some of your hacks come in a little bit. So we put those in there. This is garlic, and it's already in a garlic paste. But you also have garlic powder.
Yeah.
But I like to use the garlic paste because we're roasting them, we
It'll
don't want
stick a little better.
Yeah, and then that powder sometimes burns a little bit.
I recently discovered the paste because it is more that concentrated flavor,
Yeah.
too. And nobody wants to stand around and cut
And you don't have garlic hands.
all of those cloves of garlic. So you can add a lot
What was that
and
you just
for
put in
minimal
there?
work.
This is basil, same thing.
Paste.
So yeah, so you can have your basil leaf, but then you have to cut it up and make sure it doesn't burn.
Did you put some in just for effect as well?
Well, we're making tomato basil soup, so we want that flavor too.
Okay.
And then this one is basil leaves, but then again, we don't want it to burn. Let me check this to make sure.
Oh, it's
that's
coming
good.
there. It's
That's
getting
good.
there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so.
You never know with our cooktop what you're going to find.
All right, so we're gonna take this, and I'm gonna get you to mix this up.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so
Can I use this spoon?
Yes. So we'll mix that up, and then you want to add some of the salt and pepper to what she's doing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Come on, Billy B.
Okay.
We're going to make this work.
All right, you ready?
Yeah,
Say when.
I think that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks great. You are the perfect pepper grinder.
Grinder.
That's enough salt.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
That was quick. All right. So, Tiara, can I ask a question that's a little bit off track here? I like a slice of tomato on my grilled cheese sandwich as well.
Okay, I can
Could we do that?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, I don't want to throw you off your recipe.
No, that's good. Okay.
You have connections, Bill. I think you can get any kind of sandwich you want.
This we're gonna dump on here.
Okay.
And so what I did with the grilled cheese is I like to do oil and butter because the butter will burn.
Yep.
So I do oil and butter, but I also
What kind of oil?
the extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn this down.
Yeah.
And so
you flip the bread over,
But-
toast it on one side.
but I did mayo.
That I've heard about too because
So-
it adds a lot of crunch.
Yeah. So we have the mayo. Let's turn it down.
And you know, sometimes the butter is hard and your kid isn't going to wait. They're going to start cutting the bread with it, with the hard butter. So the mayo is one of those great hacks.
I'm gonna get Bill some tomato slices.
Yeah, just a little for my sandwich.
Absolutely.
Just my side. You don't have to do it for Andy.
Half of the sandwich. Okay. Do you want it seasoned because you do?
I'm going to leave that up to you.
Okay. All right. Let's season it.
You're the chef.
We're just season half of it. We're doing.
Yeah.
We're creating as we go.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. All right. So we're gonna just do a little bit of salt and pepper, and I'm gonna do a little
Ooh,
basil.
on the sandwich. Now that's something
On
I've
the
not done
sandwich.
before.
There we go. See?
Adding these layers of flavors.
Now, I'll show you why we do the mayo. It helps it not to burn.
Okay.
And so it makes it golden and pretty. I sometimes add a lid to it. And another trick is just a splash of water.
Ooh, a
So
little
what does the lid do? What is that?
So now it's going to steam. Yeah, and then the cheese is going to melt faster.
See,
So we got
These
that.
hacks.
see, and that was just a couple of drops of water.
Yeah, just because you don't want it to get wet. You don't
Okay.
want a soggy sandwich. So we have this seasoned, and we pop it in the oven. So you're just going to do it like at 400 degrees.
Oh, look at those chef
And
hands.
the
know, 'cause
magic of TV.
Because we're on TV. Yeah, so
Oh,
then
and
it
they
comes
smell
out
so good.
like this. And these are our whole tomatoes. They're big, and these are our slices. And we're going to make this soup in the blender.
Oh, yum.
All right, so we're going to go right over here. And we have our grilled cheese going. It has that down on low.
You really want that tomato, don't you?
Oh, that is good.
Okay, let's dump this in. And we use parchment paper or the Silpat. Either way, we just want it not to stick.
Those tomatoes are great. Just I could snack on those.
All right, so we have our tomatoes in here that are roasted and seasoned. This is roasted red pepper.
Oh, yum.
So this is kind of another quick trick because we don't want to roast them in the oven. It takes too long. Or you roast them on the stove, put them in
Yep.
a paper bag, have to peel. Too much.
Let the
Add 'em in.
companies do it for you.
Yes, and so let's take this and put,
Oh, that's a lot.
that's a roasted red pepper.
Okay.
And we're doing chicken stock.
And I noticed that it was the low sodium stock because, you know, then you can always add some salt if you want
If it's not that
it.
big of a price difference
Yeah.
with the low sodium or the organic, then just get that. Try to make it a little better for you. And we're making this so that we're not buying canned soup.
Yeah, and there's a lot of
A
sodium
lot
in
of
that.
sodium, a lot of things that we don't know. Now this blender actually, you blend it in here and you do it for like 5 minutes
Okay,
and it gets warm
okay.
and it cooks it. But
Oh,
we-
wow.
Oh, the actual friction and everything.
The actual friction.
Yeah.
And so you actually will do this for 5 minutes.
That,
Kind of loud.
that was,
That's okay.
that was
But it
TV
will-
5 minutes.
Yeah, TV
Okay.
5 minutes, but it'll warm up for you.
Okay.
And it's amazing. And then after you do that, and it kind of does it for 5 minutes, and it warms up, then you add a little cream
Okay.
towards the end.
Because you don't want it to curdle if
don't
you
want
put it
to
in
curdle.
too early.
Yeah. So we just kind of want it to be a little creamy, and you can do it, to taste or whatever you like. Let's check our grilled cheese.
Yum.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. so
Yeah,
we're
it's
gonna
coming
take that
along
out.
beautifully.
Yep. That's gorgeous.
So then you have your tomato basil soup, which I just put it on the stove, but you actually can just pour it straight from the blender into your bowl.
Beautiful.
And then now we're gonna kind of plate and assemble.
Okay.
All right, so you have your soup. Well, I'll do a small bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Because
it's
we got a staff here.
Okay,
We have to share sometimes.
If Amy and I eat it all, there'll be a revolution.
but let's see. I'm gonna clean this up because we need to cut our sandwich.
Yeah, the sandwich is getting hot. There we go.
Okay, we will move it.
Now with the soup, you can add your toppings, and we can do Parmesan cheese if you
Yum.
like.
Yes,
You
please.
can do sour
More
cream
cheese, please.
if you like.
Yum.
You can do croutons if you like.
Yes.
So all of that goes on there.
Get that sandwich.
Do you want some cheese, Bill?
Yeah, I want everything you got.
Okay.
I'm gonna go right here and set the sandwich here so we can cut it.
Okay.
And I'll switch spaces with
Sure.
you. Okay.
Let's switch.
See what side you have. I'll cut it. I like to cut it in a diagonal, but because you had your tomatoes on there, I'll just do it right.
Yeah,
in the
we'll just do
middle.
a plain cut. We won't do the fancy cut that we normally do.
Okay.
All right, Tara's not going to pack things up just yet. We're going to try this and stick around. In the meantime, if you want more information on the food services that Tierra 7 provides, just visit our show website early this afternoon at virginiathismorning.com.
While you were talking, I don't know if you saw the ooey gooey, but we cannot wait to
Yeah.
eat that. Kristen, we're going to save some for you too, but we'll send it your way now before we head to break.
Oh,